Nanny May's Bedtime Stories. Mary Engelbreit's Nursery and Fairy Tales Collection. Chapter 3. Little Red Riding Hood. There once was a little girl who always wore a red cloak with a hood, so everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother gave her a basket of biscuits to take to her granny, who was not feeling well. Little Red Riding Hood set off, and she had not gone very far before she met a wolf.
"Good morning," said the wolf. "Where are you going in such a beautiful red cloak?"
"I'm taking this basket of biscuits to my granny, who is ill in bed," Little Red Riding Hood replied.
She knew she shouldn't talk to strangers, but this one seemed perfectly friendly.
"I hope your granny doesn't live too far away,"
said the wolf.
"Oh no,"
said Little Red Riding Hood.
"she lives in the cottage at the end of the path."
Now the wolf figured a week-old granny would make an easy meal. So away he ran, taking a shortcut straight to Granny's cottage. He knocked at the door.
"Who's there?"
Granny called.
"It's your little granddaughter,"
said the wolf in a high voice.
"Lift the latch and let yourself in, dear,"
said Granny. The wolf lifted the latch, found Granny inside, and swallowed her in one gulp. Then he put on Granny's nightcap and climbed into her bed. Before long, Little Red Riding Hood knocked at the door.
"Lift the latch and let yourself in,"
called the wolf. Little Red Riding Hood lifted the latch and walked into the cottage. She took a few steps toward the bed and said,
"Why, Granny, what big eyes you have!" "All the better to see you with, my dear,"
said the wolf.
"And Granny, what big ears you have!" "All the better to hear you with, my dear." "And Granny, what big teeth you have!"
"All the better to eat you with, my dear," growled the wolf.
He jumped out of bed and ate Little Red Riding Hood in one big gulp. That might have been the end of Little Red Riding Hood, but luckily a woodcutter chopping wood near the cottage heard the wolf's growls and came to look. When he saw the wolf in Granny's glasses, he gave him a big scolding, and the wolf let Little Red Riding Hood and her granny step out unharmed. Embarrassed, the wolf ran away. Do you remember the biscuits? They were still in the basket waiting, and they made a fine treat. The end. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams.